We are live. Holy cow. Good evening, everyone. It's Saturday night.
I'm already picking on you.
He's already picking on me. Yeah. Oh, look at that. We went live and there's an ad now.
Oh.
Yeah. What kind of craziness is that?
So everyone's watching the ad right now, not even watching us.
Yeah, well, you know.
I'm sorry.
Right?
So what's today?
Today is Saturday, November 16th.
Is it?
Yes, because
Are you
yesterday
sure
was the
about
15th. Yes,
How do you know yesterday was November 15th?
because yesterday was sale day at Goodwill.
Oh, it
See?
was. Yeah.
See? It was. It was. And tonight we were supposed to do a live unboxing, but the first strike against ThreadUp is that they ship really slow.
Takes over 2 weeks.
So next week will be our live unboxing,
If we get our...
as long as ThreadUp's delivery is correct.
And what we talk about, if we don't, who knows?
You never know. Hey, Melissa, how are you tonight? So instead, we are going to answer some of the questions that we get a lot of.
We do.
Well, I get them.
I don't get any questions.
Hi from Savannah, Illinois. Oh, well, hello.
Oh, hello.
I'm not sure I know where Savannah is.
It's in Illinois. She just said Savannah, Illinois.
I know, but
You dork.
Illinois is a big place.
You dorky dork. Ooh.
So, listening and watching. So it has been a busy week around here.
It has?
Oregon. Oh, originally from Franklin Park. Franklin Park, I know where it is.
I know where Franklin Park is.
So yes, and I got a whole bunch of listings up. Hey, from Canada.
Hey.
Hey. Somewhere that it might be colder than it is here.
I doubt it. I don't even think
really, really
Canada's
cold.
colder than we are.
It's been really cold. So yeah, so we get a lot of the same questions over and over again. So I thought we would take tonight to answer some of them.
So it's an AMA.
Now we are right about the same right now.
The same what?
The same temperature. They're about the same temperature.
Yeah, see? We could be living in Canada.
Instead, we live here.
Does that make me drink?
Just saying, yes. Hey, Michelle, over at Reseller Project.
All right.
So if you
let's get
have
this.
questions for us, said ask away.
Get ready to start deleting comments.
Ask away. And we will answer.
We will try to answer. We don't promise we'll answer all questions.
But the family rule around here is don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
Oh.
So you can call me whatever. Reseller Project will always be babe on a budget to me. But that's just the way it is. So,
Why?
because that used to be her name.
Why'd you change your name? Why'd you change your name?
Why'd you change your name?
I'm doing an AMA with you.
So I did ask in my story over on Instagram if anybody had any questions that they would like us to answer. See what happens when you rebrand. Exactly. See, in my heart, you'll always be babe.
And we got an outpouring of questions.
So
Millions of people wanted to know.
No. But we did get a few, and I do have some that I've been asked a lot over the years, and so I thought we would answer them. Tell us all the things. Well, ask all the questions.
I've got a question for you.
You've got a question? Oh, Lord. Okay.
How do you like working with your husband?
So anyway, I have a... actually, one of the questions that I get a lot is...
Is Matt really a jerk?
No. Is how do you work together as a couple
Without killing each other?
without... Yeah. Well, people usually say it nicer than that. But the crux of the question is how do you not kill each other?
The crux of the question?
Yes, like the basis of it is how do you not kill each other?
Wow. Crux of the question.
I have a lot of patience. That's the answer to
This
the
show
question.
is obviously for old people. the crux of the question in my automobile.
Okay, boomer.
My motor car.
No, we have a lot of fun together.
Do we?
Yes, we have a lot of fun together. I think that I figured one of those questions would be, so what exactly does Matt do? No, we have a lot of fun together. I think one of the big things for us is communication and managing expectations, that you have to know exactly what you expect the other person to be doing, and is that a reasonable expectation? And do they understand that expectation? Because like Matt is very different than me in that if you have something on your list to do today, it has to be done
Yes.
immediately.
I am very goal orientated.
Like you can't even stop and get a snack. It
Nope.
is I am very lucky to have Matt. Because it's on your to-do list.
Yep.
Whereas I am much more,
You're like a hippy dippy.
it's on the list. I'll get there.
Yeah, and the problem is the list changes.
It does. The list changes throughout the day. So we have to have then very different to-do lists because, yeah.
Who's saying good morning?
No, you said good evening. That was Brian.
Oh, Brian.
no.
I thought you said good morning.
So we
need new
work
glasses.
we work well together because we understand where the other person does well and where we need to kind of lean into each other. So Matt helps me stay on task most of the time. And hippy dippy shakes. Oh, goodness sakes. Exactly. Who's the boomer now? And I am more the idea person, and I always have a new idea and a new theory and a new thing to test. And yeah,
I get ideas once in a while.
once in a while. So I think that communication, managing expectations, those are the biggest things. If you're going to work with your spouse, you have to have those two things,
Established.
yes, before you start.
Probably a good idea.
And we did. We sat down before we started, before you quit your job, and said, okay, who's going to do what? How's this going to work? What's this going to look like?
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's
we work,
evolved over the years.
and
but-
we work in the same room.
yeah, like we are together 24/7,
But she's still alive.
right? It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So that is one of the questions that we get a lot of is how do you work with your spouse? I don't think everybody could do it,
Sometimes I can't.
right? I don't know. Then one of the things that I get asked is it better to list on your phone or your computer?
Oh, I would say probably whichever you feel more comfortable
Yeah.
with.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I have a question. When you decided to quit your job, Matt, were you all in or was there a period of adjustment?
I was all in only because I hated my job. Really hated my job.
Mm-hmm.
Big time. The company I worked for was a really good company, but my job was
Very stressful.
very stressful. So I really wanted to get out. So when I quit, I was,
And it wasn't something that we did overnight.
well,
Yeah, it wasn't something that we did overnight, but it was something that we planned for, and yes.
okay.
And then we jumped into. I have a question. If you wanted to hire help, would it be somebody local or a VA? It would absolutely be a VA because we wouldn't want somebody to come to our house.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be comfortable having somebody else in our house. We have kids and we just wouldn't, that's just not something we would be comfortable
No,
with.
it might work better for you, but
Yeah, I don't know, I like to work in my sweatpants. So then I would feel like I needed to be like up and dressed and
well, that is one of the perks of having this job.
so, yeah. Another question I got over on Instagram was cancellations on Poshmark. So if you cancel a sale on Poshmark, does it affect your search standings? On Poshmark, Not really. Not really. eBay, absolutely.
Well, yeah, and if you're gonna cancel one or the other, always look at which platform has the lower
Yes. Yeah.
ramifications.
Yes.
That's the word I'm looking for. Ramifications.
Brian says he likes to work in a thong. Well, then I'm not coming to work at your house anytime soon.
Not surprised, Brian.
So but on Poshmark, there's no real ramification. As of today, November 16th, 2019, that may very well change, and it would make sense that it did change. Because that's a bad buyer experience, so
Yeah.
I would expect that at some point that does change. I do know that you can cancel too many and get kicked off of Poshmark, though. Do you sell locally, like on Marketplace? No. We have sold on Facebook Marketplace, but only when we can ship the item. Again, we don't do local pickup. Simply from a time standpoint, it doesn't make sense for us.
Yeah, it just takes up too much time out of your day. And I've seen too many horror stories of people trying to schedule.
And we've sold stuff on Craigslist in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But
we have. Yeah, we've had people come over and pick up stuff before.
yeah, it's such a time constraint because your whole day then is kind of off. So.
Yeah, and I see a lot of people sell like on Craigslist and marketplaces,
Oh, yeah, they do really well with it.
it. So it just doesn't work for us.
Yeah, it's just not something that we want to do at this point. Doesn't mean that that might not change, but for today, no. Somebody asked about buyers approving refunds. So this is a new thing on eBay. So in the fall seller update, eBay said that you could, let me get this straight. I'm going to say this. Is Reseller Project still around? Because she'll correct me if I'm wrong. If you offer free returns, that you can deduct part of the amount of the refund. If it comes back like an INAD, and it's not a true INAD, so an item not as described. So the person says, you sold me this item, and you said it was a large, and it's really a medium, so you have to pay the return shipping. But you get it back, and it was indeed a large the entire time. They lied to not have to pay the return shipping.
That never happens.
When you go in to do the refund, you can deduct the cost of the original shipping. If they damage it, you can deduct up to 50% of the amount that they paid in their refund. But the caveat to that is the buyer has, I think, 10 days.
So they have to agree to it?
They have to agree to it.
All right. Who in their right minds actually thinks the buyer is going to agree some of these?
They do. This has been available for Top Rated Seller Plus, but now it's available for all top rated sellers. Thank you, Reseller Project.
Have you...
Yes, I have, and I've never... The buyers just let it go through, and it is what it is.
So they claimed INAD, and it wasn't really an INAD. And you said, I'm not going to refund you your full money, and they're like, okay.
Reseller Project saying the same thing. The buyers don't argue with it.
Wow.
But that's why you're seeing that the refund is pending the buyer's acceptance. And I think why they don't argue with it, they know they are being shady. They may know that, or it just says on their end that they need to accept the refund. And they're like, yes, I want to accept my money.
Oh, and they're not really
looking at what the refund amount was. That may change also. But that's why you're seeing that it's waning. I refunded an item and didn't give him his initial shipping, not knowing it was the whole... Yes, so I had the approval thing. I called eBay, and he said that eBay would pay and said, oh, that's nice of eBay that they covered you. But it is important to remember, because up until this point, if it was an INAD, you didn't have any choice.
Right.
So you just went in and you just clicked refund and you moved on, whatever. But now when you go into that, you have that choice. So then you have to remember, is this an INAD that I really do owe them the return shipping? Because sometimes things happen. Sometimes you sell a pair of boots that are a size 11 and you put the item specifics as a size 6, oops.
Those really tall boots?
No, excuse us, the short little tan ones. Yeah.
You didn't
Yeah.
tell me about that.
Yeah, totally got that INAD, and it was my fault. But when I went in to do that refund, then I needed to remember she deserved to get her return shipping back because that was my screw up. I've had it happen. I had a buyer argue. eBay stuck up for me.
Oh, really?
That's really good to hear. Now, if the customer does come back, eBay will make it right with no cost to the seller. However, they keep track, so you shouldn't abuse it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but it is good to hear that eBay is backing the sellers in these instances.
At least more than in the past.
Yeah.
I
And
really think that eBay took a lot of the power out of the seller's hands.
Yeah, I think they're coming back.
And they're coming back, yeah.
Do they cover anything if the buyer opens a return for finding an item cheaper? I had one of those today. That shouldn't be an INAD. So that should not be an item not as described case. If they found it cheaper, then they still have to pay the return shipping.
Yeah.
That's on them, not on you.
Yep.
They have that right to still return it, but
Yeah, but you shouldn't have to pay shipping back.
no. So I do appreciate that. Somebody else asked over on Instagram, I thought this was a really good question. How do you grow your business if you don't have a lot of capital to do that? So you don't have a lot of cash to grow your business. How do you grow your business without an influx of money? Which I thought was a really great question.
It could be done. It could be done. It's just going to take longer.
Yes, I think the first part of that answer is manage your expectations. You're not going to grow as fast as somebody who has an influx of cash.
Yeah.
It's going to take you longer. Your turnover your inventory quicker. Yeah, you're going to have to hustle harder. I don't really love that hustle word, but
Why? You tell me all the time to hustle.
you're going to have to, you're going to have to turn that inventory quicker. You're going to have a lower ASP probably. So your average sold price is going to be lower because your buy-in cost is lower. So you're going to have to flip more items, and then you're taking that money and reinvesting it. So
Yeah, you're not going to see returns on your investment for a while because you're going to keep reinvesting. I think that's the
and
key.
if you have to take part of that money out in order to pay your bills, then that's less money that you can reinvest. So it's managing expectations.
Yeah, probably the biggest suggestion for that's KDP or merch. If you can get merch approved on merch, but
Or you could do some sort of print-on-demand business where there is no immediate outlay of money needed.
No.
But again, that's managing expectations because it's not going to be overnight.
Right.
You're-
Well, it's not going to be overnight
Either way.
If you're just picking and flipping, or KDP or merch. The nice thing with KDP or merch, you virtually don't need any money
You don't need any money.
to start up.
No, you can also do TeePublic, Redbubble, Designs
Well, in
by
TeePublic and
Humans.
Redbubble, though, once the item sells, you have to pay the supplier, or is
No.
that just Etsy?
That's just Etsy.
Okay.
So there's no startup cost at all. So yeah, you could look at some other avenues to get some influx of cash, but it's going to take some time. And I think that, or Brian says, yeah, sell a course. But start selling what you have in your house. Look around. Sue, that's great advice.
Yeah.
Look around your house. See what you can sell to get some of that money coming in. But it's going to take time. If you have no money and you don't have inventory list, you can remove listings and redo them. I had to do that one summer. I was totally broke. Reseller Project says that's great advice also. I agree. I reinvested all the profit for a year before I started paying myself, which is the best way to do it if you can.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not everybody's in that position. They need the money to keep the lights on. But yeah, ask your friends and relatives if they have donations that they're going to take to the Goodwill.
Yeah, I'll take them off your hands.
And just say, hey, I'm starting this business. If you have stuff you're getting rid of, would you be willing to just let me go through it first or whatever?
Yeah, I think selling stuff out of your house is a great idea.
Because we all have stuff we don't need
Yeah.
that we could sell. And you're not going to have, you know,
Well, and that's how you started.
yeah, you're not, but you're probably not going to have $100 flips. I mean, unless
No.
you have better stuff in your house than I do.
Which is probably likely.
Maybe true. But you're going to have $5 and $10 items, and you're going to grind on $5 and $10 items for a while.
You grind it on low numbers.
Yeah. But that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with putting in the sweat equity to build it.
Well, and you know, anybody who's on this chat or watching us later who's doing this, not every sale's that $100 profit sale.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Exactly, Beach Town Reseller. It's just still $5 or $10 just sitting there.
Yeah.
That then you can take and, you know, reinvest and that sort of thing. Jessica has a great suggestion. She says she lives in a high-rise apartment building, has a flyer in the laundry room. Like once a month, I'll get a donation. Yeah, put those flyers up. Let people know, hey, if you've got stuff that you don't want anymore, I will come and take it away.
Yeah.
Because people are happy to do that. Oh, Oakbrook. Oh, Oakbrook. So yeah, so I think though, manage your expectations. Understand that you're not going to hit, you know, these huge numbers overnight. Somebody else asked for if I had a laptop, which I do, and for laptop suggestions, which I will hand over because you don't want me picking your laptop for you, because I would say go with the one that's the prettiest.
No, you would say go with the cheapest one.
That's probably true also.
You could care less what it looks like. You'd want the cheapest one.
That's probably true. I'm currently in the market for a new laptop because I need a new computer. I hate the process of getting a new computer. Go all Apple. I don't want to have to learn the Apple deal.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple days ago, actually.
Yeah, you were like, we should get you a MacBook. And I'm like, no, there's no right click on a MacBook. And I don't want to learn how to do that.
Well, and you're so used to it. I'm the same way. I've been using PCs forever. And I couldn't go to an Apple.
Yeah, so it won't be... But I really hate the process. So please tell us what you told me I needed.
You know, I would go with at least an i5 processor or better. And have something that's probably got over 1 terabyte of storage on it, because you're gonna have stored pictures on the computer. Well, I don't know how quickly you keep your pictures for a long time.
I have an HP Spectre. I love it. Flips around to make a tablet and has a pen, so you can. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. No, this is my.
But you keep your pictures forever.
I do. I keep my pictures for about a year.
So maybe 1 terabyte might be too much. You could probably get away with something with a 512, you know, SSD on it. But I would suggest probably something with 1 terabyte.
There you go. I will say I had really good luck with Lenovo's, and Lenovo does have some great Black Friday deals if you are in the market. You could get a smaller one and have an external hard drive. That would imply that I wouldn't lose it, break it, drop it, spill on it, forget to use it. So yes, Reseller Project, you are correct, but Matt knows his wife, and I have to have one in the computer. True story. We know what we are good at, and we are totally open with what we're not.
Yes, in the 5-6 years I've been doing this now, you've been through 3 computers.
True story. Coffee does not mix with any computer. If you dump your entire cup of coffee on your laptop, it's dead. Just saying. Just saying. And washing machines. Yeah, we do go through a lot of washing machines. Also, that's because we wash a lot of clothes. So, yeah. I do know the best washing machine to get. Also,
You get the cheapest washing machines.
you know what? It's the one without all the bells and whistles, because the bells and whistles break.
Yep.
So you need a commercial size, the biggest one you can get without any bells and whistles.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's your tech talk for the night.
I need a new computer.
Yeah, we're in the new computer space. If you are looking at a new computer, though, truly think about getting one before the end of the year, because ask your accountant, but there's a better than likely chance that that might be a tax write-off for you, which is why we are looking at new computers before the end of the year, because the accountant said, hey, you need some tax
I
write-offs.
really get one before the end of the year. That was promising.
He doesn't want a just normal computer, though. He wants a fancy one. Anyhow,
A fancy one?
Fancy one. They're
Is that
fancy.
what they're called?
Yeah, they're cool looking. Anyhow, so look at your tax donations. Another question that I got
Okay.
over on the gram.
On the gram.
Matt is a depreciating asset. No, not at all. Does having an anchor store affect your sales? So I get this question a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you have an anchor store? Because we have all of 700 items in our store, and we have an anchor store. And here is the true answer to that. 100% totally honest. If you sign up for a yearly subscription to a store, whatever store level, and you choose to cancel that subscription mid-year or before your year subscription is up, you get like an early termination penalty fee, which is basically the cost of your store for the rest of the year. It's not quite that much, but it is hefty dependent upon when you cancel.
Mm-hmm.
So I had every intention of downgrading our store this year. Our store renews June 1st. And on June 2nd, I remembered that I was supposed to downgrade this store.
And that's why you've had 3 computers since I've been here.
That's why things are on your to-do list and not on mine. It is what it is. Honest to goodness, I just forgot. And now we are locked in again until June 1st.
To another year of anchor.
Now, there is a slight boost in search when you upgrade from any level store to the next for a short period of time.
A slight boost.
Yeah, it's not a huge boost, but it does exist.
Our support is better with anchor support as far as when you call eBay.
Yes, Anchor customer service
Is a lot
supposedly is the premium customer service level, even above concierge. For some reason, we pay for the Anchor, and last week they migrated us over to concierge support. I'm not totally sure why that happened, but it did. I haven't called them since, so I don't know. But you do get that. You do get the extra shipping supplies, which we use.
But not saying when you call into customer support, you still don't get agitated.
Oh, I hate calling customer support. I hate calling anybody, though. That's just kind of a life
Not
thing.
like calling eBay customer support.
So it is what it is, but that is the honest to goodness answer of why we have an anchor store. It's honestly because I forgot to downgrade it.
Yep.
They've been answering as merchant support lately. Yeah, so anchor support is merchant support, which used to be the high volume support. Yeah, it changes names, but it's all the same. Another question that I get a lot is, why are all of our pictures like this?
Because my one leg's shorter than the other.
I call them the I need a V8 pictures. Remember that commercial, I need a V8? The guy was like this. He did the V8.
No, I don't.
Okay, anybody else remember the I need a V8 commercial? Am I the only one? I can't be the only one.
I don't remember one being sideways.
Yeah, he was like tilted. See, Reseller Projects, it remembers, yes.
Oh, she'll say anything. Don't trust her.
So this is the honest to goodness truth of why all of our pictures are slanted.
Those are slanted.
This is my slanted look. So I've been doing this for a really long time. Been doing this for 16 years. I did this for
You've been doing this longer than 16 years.
I have. I've been saying 16 years for like the last 3 years.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. Anyway, I did
You're
this.
older than that.
I did this for like 12 years by myself, which, so I was taking all the pictures and doing everything by myself. So I was taking pictures one day, bored out of my skull because I hate taking pictures. There's a reason why Matt takes all the pictures now. I hate it.
You loathe it.
I loathe taking pictures. So I took all of my gallery pictures like this.
Because you got bored.
Because I was bored. And I was in a eBay group. At that point, they were still on eBay in their forums. And the entire group said, your items won't sell. You cannot sell. Your pictures look dumb. Like they didn't hold
really
back.
say that?
Oh yeah, they didn't hold back.
You've been to eBay forums where it didn't hold back on something?
No, that's dumb. They look stupid. People will think there's something wrong with it. You can't sell items like that.
So you said.
Well, anybody who knows me knows that that's pretty much the best way to get me to do anything. I was like, challenge accepted. So not only did I sell those, but I never stopped doing it. And then it just...
You know what? You can't get me lobster today.
Nice try.
Ah.
So yeah. So they make them stand out. Now kind of everybody knows that those are our pictures, but that is honest to goodness the reason why it started. It was because I was bored and then somebody told me I couldn't sell pictures. I couldn't sell items like that.
And you said, game on.
I'm sure you've answered this before, but how many items do you list a week?
That varies.
Yeah, I love that there are people that copy you guys. I think that's hysterical that there are now people that copy us with our...
Oh, people copy us?
Yeah, with the I need a V8 pictures, because,
Really?
yeah, it just makes me laugh. So that, yeah, it really, really varies how many items we list in a week. Right now, we've been focused on other projects, so we're listing less on eBay. When we're going full against eBay, we list probably about 200 items in a week.
Yeah, and you do a daily.
Yeah, so that works out to about 25 to 30 a day. So not a ton by any stretch. We have done 50 a day, like we've tested that.
You've done 100 in a day.
Yeah.
What's your most, 120?
Yeah, I did 120 in one day. So we can do more. 25 to 30 is kind of a good spot for us because we can source that many, we can list that many, we can ship that many. So you don't want to get into a spot where you're listing so many that then you can't
Keep that sustained.
Yeah, you can't, it's not sustainable for you. Yeah, the challenge with reseller project. Yeah, I listed a bunch that day.
Yeah, you want to keep consistent, I guess, is probably best advice for that. You don't want spikes and dips in your traffic metrics because
Yeah.
that screws up other things. So.
120 a day, I'd pay for that for a week physically. Yeah, well, and that's the other thing. And you don't want this to become such a hamster wheel that you feel like...
Like it isn't already.
You feel like all you ever do is, sit in front of the computer and list another shirt, list another shirt, list another shirt, list another shirt. So 25 to 30 is kind of a sweet spot for us, that then we still have time for other things and other projects. And so that's generally speaking how many we do. It is less right now because we are more heavily focused on other things. But generally speaking.
Generally
speaking. Really? Another question that I get a lot is, why amazing taste? Like, where did that name come from?
Oh, you had a bunch of names.
I have had a bunch of eBay IDs. So when I first started out, I was 3 little ones mom because our
Oh, I
kids
forgot about that one, yeah.
were little.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they were babies.
Mm-hmm.
Then I switched to, I was buy 4, the number 4, buy 4 ship free for a long time, which was great. It was great advertising. It was great for multiple sales, all of that. It died whenever the post office got too expensive to ship.
So I can't ship for free anymore.
Yeah. So I did that for a long time. Ooh, I'm gonna sneeze. But it just got too expensive to ship any 4 items because what I found was people would go and find the 4 cheapest, heaviest items. And so I was losing money. So then it switched to Amazing Taste.
Yeah, and how'd you come up with that name?
I don't really know how I came up
You
with.
really didn't answer the question. That was.
Well, I'm getting there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I really thought I was going to do this campaign of, you bought this item, people will say you have amazing taste because you're wearing this item.
Mm-hmm.
That made sense to me. Then people started to say, well, yeah, you sell this, you have amazing taste. And I was going, no, that's not what it meant. It's not what it was supposed to be. Then I found out it's a food company and I couldn't get the web address. It was kind of a big old mess, to be entirely honest.
No, you could have probably had the web address, but you didn't look at it right away.
Yeah, and now it's a food company and I can't get amazing taste anywhere, which is why I always say if you are new to any platform, go get your ID, get the web address, get it all. Yes, always check to make sure you can get the web address first. Great advice. Where were you 10 years ago? Because now I can't have it. So, is what it is. As a child, what did you want to be when you grew up?
What did I want to be?
Yeah.
When I grew up?
Yeah.
I want to be a football player.
There you go.
I want to be a professional football player. Yep.
I don't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. Like, I wanted to...
You wanted to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, like...
You've always wanted to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I was always selling something, making something, pulling the wagon around the neighborhood, trying to sell things to my neighbors. God bless them all because they always answered the door. Yeah, so I always knew that I would do something different. I did go to school for a while to be an accountant and quickly realized that there was not enough freedom to make as much money as I wanted there. And I couldn't work from home in my jammies.
And I wanted to be a graphic artist.
Yeah, Matt's hidden talent is that he's a really good artist. So when I was a kid, I sold socks, kind of like a lemonade stand. I was a weird kid.
Socks.
Reseller project. When I was a kid, I took, okay, what are the twirlies? What are those seeds?
The twirlies? The
Yeah.
helicopter seeds?
Yeah. What are those?
From elm trees, I think, or I don't know.
Yeah, whatever the helicopter tree seeds are. I took maple trees, thank you, Sue, and planted them and then tried to sell all the seedlings. Yeah, didn't go well. It was definitely a failed business idea, but I tried.
You didn't plan on it for taking so long for those trees
No,
to grow?
no. Yeah. I didn't factor in the fact that a tree takes a really long time. Managed expectations there.
Interesting.
Yeah. I did learn spreadsheets, that's true. So, yes. Another question that I get a lot is, you know what, kids should stop selling lemonade and start selling coffee. Oh, yes. I also made cinnamon toothpicks and sold them at the school for 5 cents a piece. See? That's a really good idea.
Cinnamon toothpicks.
That's a really good idea. I made friendship bracelets. What did we do before reselling? Is another question I get a lot.
I worked in an office.
Corporate jobs.
I was in sales. And then I went into management, which was no fun.
Yeah.
So medical
Simply
supplies.
Dana says, once when I was a kid, I took all of my mom's good real jewelry, sat outside and made a sign garage sale. Luckily, the first customer said, does your mom know you're having a garage sale?
I'm just selling all this stuff out of the garage.
Oops.
I like you.
Yeah. So yes, Matt and I both had corporate jobs at one point in our lives. Just not a good thing.
I got a patent.
He did get a patent. He designed stuff for medical stuff. You want to see my bored face again? Which leads me to the next question, which is how did we meet? Want to tell them how we met?
Nope.
Matt still has trauma.
Yep.
So Matt and I worked at the same corporate office.
Mm-hmm.
And
I thought she was pretty.
And I was coming out of a really bad relationship and was done completely with the whole idea. And so Matt asked me out, and I told my friends, I'm just going to go scare him off so he will leave me alone.
How'd that work out for you?
Right? True story. So that's exactly what I did. On our first date, I told him all of the reasons why he shouldn't date me. There were no dating lies, ever.
And I said, she's pretty.
And a little crazy. And nothing has changed.
I still say you're crazy.
Matt likes it scary, evidently. But I said from the beginning, if I go and I tell him all of these reasons, all of these things, everything that I have going on, and he still wants to date me, well, then maybe I'll consider it.
Maybe.
So that's totally the truth of how we met, and how it happened was I tried to scare him off.
And then there was other girls in the office that told you that I was a womanizer.
That's
And you
true.
shouldn't date me.
Which, if you know me, you know the best way to get me to do something is to tell me not to do it. So, challenge accepted. There were bets on how long we would last in the office. Challenge accepted. We'll be married 20 years next June.
No.
Yeah. 20 years. So, evidently, I haven't totally scared him off yet.
Oh, you have.
But
I'm just a glutton for punishment.
thanks.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
babe. Love you too.
Love you too, babe.
So I get that question a lot. Any other questions for us? Any other questions that we get frequently? Oh, I know one. I remember. Do our kids want to be entrepreneurs, own their own business, go into the family business? And the answer to that is absolutely no.
Nope.
They want no part of this.
Nope. We've tried. We've tried. Our oldest tried it for like a week.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
And he sold some stuff. But
Made some money, but
didn't like it.
No. Our rule is that everybody in our house has to know how to sell items online, because I think that it's a good life skill to have should you ever get yourself into a position where you need money to eat. Knowing how to create a listing, take some photographs, sell something online, I think is a good life skill to have. My kid's a total entrepreneur, not a reseller. Yeah. But beyond that, no. All of our kids see the amount of self-motivation that you have to do this job.
That was our oldest problem.
Yeah. He's like, I'm at home. I have no motivation.
Yeah, you got to be self-motivated to do this. Big time.
And our kids, much like us, very aware of what they're good at and what they're not good at. And they have all said not self-motivated.
And not that they're hard workers.
Oh, they're
or
very-
not hard workers.
yeah,
they're
very
very
hard-
hard workers. They just they got to report to somebody and they got to have somebody tell them.
They like that structure of going to a regular job and knowing this is when I'm going to start to work. This is when I'm going to be off of work. These are the hours that I'm going to work. But yeah, being self-motivated when you're at home and there are 1,000 other directions you could be going and distractions, and it's really, really hard. And our kids see that. They also see how hard it is to be self-employed and have your income fluctuate and know that there are good seasons and bad seasons, and there are times when sales are great and there are times when sales are horrible, and so now you're working even more. And they all like the idea of a regular, steady paycheck, which there's nothing wrong with. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Like I said, they all have the skills. They can all do it if they choose to at some point. I don't think either one of us ever thought we would be completely self-employed.
No, I never did.
So sometimes life has a way of...
Never, ever, ever thought I would be doing this. Ever.
So...
I still don't believe I'm doing this.
Right? This is our life.
I know. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Any other questions?
Any other questions? You're just ready to move on, huh?
I'm ready to move on. I got a list of things.
But this is...
Got to get done.
Right? So yeah, so none of our kids, though, are interested in doing this. Do you have big plans for when the kids are gone?
Yes.
What are your big plans for when the kids are gone?
Be happy.
We love our kids.
Sometimes.
We love our kids.
Travel more.
Yes, if the children all ever totally move out.
If they all ever, like there's a possibility they're not.
Knock on wood. And we are done paying for colleges for people. Mm-hmm. Not any people, the people we created. We're not like offering that to anybody.
We're not paying your college, sorry.
Just the people that we created. Mm-hmm. Then yes, we would like to be able to travel and.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then pay for wedding.
We got their rooms staked out. I get one room, you get the other room, and
yes,
I get to have a man cave in one, and
yes.
whatever.
You don't care what I do with my room.
I don't care what you do with your room.
Yeah, so, but go on cruises, we have a lot of places that we want to visit and things that we want to do. Assuming they all move out and we are ever done paying for college, which I will say at some days, I think that might not ever happen. I feel like we're going to be paying for colleges forever. College is expensive, y'all.
Yep.
But that's the plan. Stay in Chicago forever. I would love to move. I don't think you really want to move.
I don't really want to move. It's a pain. It's a pain in the... I hate winter in Chicago.
Yeah.
I love it. Spring and summer here is beautiful, but I hate the winters. And I really would like to live someplace where it's warmer.
But he'll never move.
But I be honest with you.
He'll never move.
I don't think I'll ever move. This is my hometown.
So yeah, I would move tomorrow, but he would never move. We still resell and try. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll resell forever. It's in my blood. Yes, but if they stay home, they can take care of the pets while you travel. That's a good point. That's kind of what, like when we've gone to eBay, when we've gone places without them, then there's somebody here.
Yeah,
which is nice too.
Our puppy's getting older though, so unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be a worry for a lot longer.
Don't go there. Can't go there.
Sorry.
We are gone in a couple of years, likely to somewhere warm. Yeah. Maybe we will snowbird and go somewhere else for a few months in the winter. I might get him to do that, but yeah. I'm not getting him to move. I
might move. I might.
I don't think so. So we'll see. Reseller Project says mine still brings over his laundry. Kyle still shows up randomly for food. They don't bring their laundry. They just show up randomly for food. Yeah. True story. You got any food? I'll get that text. You got any food?
You got any food?
Really? No, we're over here starving.
Yep.
There's nothing. Yes, I have food. Oh, Texas, Matt. Yes, yeah. Oh, you said taxes, but I read Texas because that's where I want to go.
Yeah, I would go Texas.
Yeah, that's where I want to go.
Or I'd do Arizona.
Greatest snow on earth right here in Utah. No, I'm not going anywhere cold.
No,
Yeah.
I can't do cold.
No, if I move, it'll be somewhere that I don't have to own a shovel or a winter coat.
Yep.
So that's pretty much it. Unless there's any other questions, I think we're going to move along. We will be back Thursday morning, live Thursday morning. And then next Saturday night, we will have an unboxing.
Maybe.
I'm going to be positive that ThreadUp's going to pull it together and it's going to come this week, even though it was supposed to come last week.
It was supposed to come last week?
But, you know, whatever.
What happened? Why didn't it come last week?
I don't know, it was delayed. Yes, hit the like button if you're around still. Thank you so much for joining us. The best thing that we ever did with social media was to get on and build a community of people that we really enjoy spending time with. Mm-hmm. So thank you guys for hanging out with us again. Back Thursday morning and then back again next Saturday night. Love you too, Don. Bye, everybody.